Hey, welcome back to On the Porch. It's been a minute or
Yep.
longer.
Yep. Hey, Todd. How you doing,
Hey,
buddy?
Ken, how are you doing?
I'm doing great, man.
Oh, wonderful. This is our kickoff live stream new format for On the Porch. It's exciting to start this every Sunday at the same time. So, oh, mercy.
Yeah, it's gonna be a fun time just hanging out on Sunday nights and talking about what happened this week.
Yeah, absolutely. We've missed some time, had to take a break and for the holidays and such. And for those astute on the porch followers, you've noticed that there have been several episodes skipped in the number. This is number 17. I think we left off on episode 10, somewhere close to that. If you want to know why that is, there's some lost audio episodes out there that may be coming down the pipe sometime soon that we recorded, but somebody that's sitting with a black shirt on in the stream didn't get them edited in time to put them out. So
Hey, man, that happens, man. Life
yeah,
happens.
yeah,
Life
yeah,
happens. You can't do everything.
yeah, absolutely. One of the great things about doing the live stream is we get to interact with you guys and get to hear what you say, because being on the porch, we just get together and talk. That's all we do. No agenda. No, we don't even discuss what we're going to talk about.
That's
And
right.
to have people like Art hop in here and say hi is wonderful. And then also to have Chris Sisley hop in here. They're in New York City. He says he's probably going to go sit out on the fire escape since he doesn't
There you
have a
go.
porch. So
Do it,
that will
man.
work. That will
Do it,
work.
man. As long as you
Yeah.
call it a porch, that's good.
Yeah, that will work. As you can tell, we are obviously not on our porches.
No.
We'd like to be, but it's a little noisy out there, a little windy, kind of cool still. So
Yeah. Maybe maybe we should tell people what this podcast is about. It's just about nothing, really, isn't
yeah, yeah, it's a podcast about nothing.
it? That's right.
So,
About nothing at all.
yeah,
Yeah, kind of like what was it, Seinfeld? Is that what it was?
Seinfeld and I think some people say Three's Company was the first show about nothing.
Oh,
So
okay.
yeah, but I think that's a hot debated topic. I'm not sure. I don't have any real horse in that fight, but you know, I guess technically nothing is something.
Hmm.
You
I
know,
guess
so
that's the fun of it, man. We're just hanging out and talking just like we normally would, and because I know during the week, whenever we talk, a lot of times you're at work, and so your time's limited and
yeah.
kind of distracted. And so it's a cool just getting to catch up and talk about whatever comes up. And anybody in the chat, man, if there's something you want to talk about, throw it out there, man. We'll talk about it. If we don't know anything about it, we'll make something up.
Yeah, we'll just make it up. We will avoid politics and religion because
Yeah.
I just don't want to deal with any of that, to be honest with you.
Mhm.
No,
Well,
so and plus two, people need to escape from that stuff. There's plenty of other people talking about all that.
yeah.
But one thing I did want to mention, Ken, because on the porch we really focus a lot on music
Mhm.
and things because it's something we both really enjoy a lot. And just a couple of weeks ago, Toby Keith passed away, and
Oh man.
yeah,
Hmm.
that was a big loss. Were you a
Can you?
big Toby Keith fan?
I sure. What can you see? Can you see my solo cup back there?
Hey, yeah. Well, it might be behind
Can
your
you?
head a little bit, or off
Yeah.
to the side.
Let's see.
There
Here
you
it is.
go, red
Here it
solo
is. Right
cup.
there. Right back there, man. It is right back there.
Yeah,
Yeah, man. Dude. I was so sad when that happened. Honestly, let me tell you, it took me a couple days to get over that,
yeah,
and I mean, it really did because I don't know if it was his first hit, but it was certainly near the front. Should have been a cowboy.
yeah,
That
yeah.
that came out when my wife and I were right before we got married.
Uh huh.
So that reminded me a lot about those times. And I don't know, man. I like Toby Keith,
Yeah,
and it made me sad the way he went. And
yeah, yeah. Absolutely.
of
Yeah,
course,
his.
that last song he did. Oh my goodness! Don't let the old man in.
Yeah, yeah. It was something. I'm not sure if he write all his songs because his songs had a unique. They
Yeah.
were written in a real unique way that was kind of different than a lot of the artists that were popular in his time.
But he was a huge songwriter. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's reason. If you Google, see all their network, their
Mhm.
net worth,
Yeah.
he was worth more than most everybody else because he got all the royalties from the songwriting and everything.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Just something about the way he told the story was, I can't place my finger on it, but the way it came through just had a uniqueness to it.
Mhm.
I know a lot of people, um, the song Space Cowboy, everybody's like, that turn of phrase and using it different by Casey Musgraves. But, he had the one, uh, uh, Good As I Once Was, it was
That
kind
was
of
a good
a
one.
prelude to that. And it was a good one. But I've been listening to some of the songs. I should have been Cowboy's a great one. But Whiskey for My Men, Beer for My Horses is a great song. Some of the lyrics probably didn't age very well.
Yeah,
Uh, but,
yeah.
but,
But Toby was Toby, man.
yeah,
He was patriotic and he didn't apologize for that. And
no,
and I like that, man.
yeah, I,
You got to be you.
yeah. I think one of my favorites of his was "I Love This Bar,"
I love
and
his part.
yeah, and I just something about that song really gets me. But yeah, it was definitely sad. Way too young, way too early,
Hmm.
and
And the way he went, with that song, "Don't Let the Old Man In."
mhm.
He wrote that. Uh, not Steve McQueen. What's the guy's name? He was a mule. The name of the movie was Mule.
Oh, Clint Eastwood.
Clint Eastwood. Yeah.
Hmm.
Uh, he wrote that song. I saw him talking about it. He wrote that song. He heard about the movie, and so he wrote this song. And thought, I'm gonna pitch that. Uh, I'm gonna pitch that and see if they'll use that in the movie. And sure enough, man, it worked, dude. They
Yeah,
loved the song and used it.
yeah, yeah. Art's saying he really likes. I want to talk about me.
Yeah, that's a good. See, you had so
Yeah,
many, man. So many
yeah,
good ones you forget.
yeah, yeah. The I want to talk about me. It's one of those that really puts out his unique way to write a song.
Hmm.
And
And
you know,
that one, "How You Like Me Now," is that the name
yeah,
of it?
yeah, yeah. Because he was able to. I guess the more I'm just thinking out loud, it's like there was an element of comedy to it without being hokey or dumb.
Hmm.
You know,
Except for Red Solo Cup, that one was kind of
yeah. But
that was
that
dumb, but
was
it was good. It was
that
kind of
was
catchy, man.
yeah. That was kind
You
of
know?
like fancy like Applebee's. It's like a grandfather to that.
Yeah, yeah.
you know, but
Well,
yeah,
well, man, it sure did, man. It took me a couple days to get past that because I was just like, I don't know. It affected me. It was weird,
yeah. I've
It
had
just
that
affected
happen
me.
before. Celebrity passes, and it's like hits me way different than I really expected. I remember when Carrie Fisher, Princess Leia, when she passed
Mhm.
away. I'm a Star Wars fan. I wouldn't say I'm like a monster fan or just one of those guys. But for some reason, that one that one kind of hit me for a while. And Robin
Mhm.
Williams was the same way, but he was a much bigger star. But
Yeah.
you know, but just
God,
just
Robin Williams was good, man.
yeah,
Gosh,
he
how
was.
can anybody's brain think that fast?
I don't know. I don't know. Some of
That was
my
unbelievable.
some of my favorite memories was watching Mork and Mindy in syndication after school when Jonathan Weathers was on there too.
Mhm.
Oh, those guys crack me up. I love those. I love the both of those.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, it's just sad, and hopefully his legacy will live on and won't be one of those uh, forgotten artists. I
Yeah.
don't think so, but
No, man, he'll always be remembered,
yeah.
because the, my wife knows his lead guitar player.
Hmm.
I forget his name. She obviously knows him, but, she said that, he told Mary that Toby was just a good dude, man. What you see is what you get with him.
Oh yeah, that's
And,
always
like,
good to hear.
yeah, and, like, they went so many times overseas to play for the military over there.
Hmm.
And a lot of times it was in dangerous situations, and it wasn't publicized. He went
Yeah.
because he wanted to.
Yeah.
He didn't have to have a big show. He didn't have to have a big production. He would just do it.
Yeah.
So you have to like that about him.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Kind
Gotta
of put
love
his
that.
money where his mouth is.
Yeah. Definitely. It's kind of like when I heard when Garth Brooks took his big hiatus for years, he still kept all his band on the payroll
He
the whole
sure
time.
did, man.
You know,
Absolutely.
it's like, wow,
Yeah.
that's pretty amazing.
Yeah. He kept on. They call that a retainer. He kept him on
Yeah.
retainer.
Yeah.
Isn't that crazy?
Yeah, it is wild. So,
But I mean, people like Garth. I mean, you got so much money. I mean, what
what else are you gonna do with it?
you might as well give it to somebody.
How do I get one of them retainers?
Right?
You know?
Mm.
Man.
Oh well.
Yeah.
But yeah, that one hurt me, buddy.
Yeah.
The only other one that did that even came close, really. And you don't like him. You don't like him, I know, but it happened when I was young, and you're pretty impressionable when you're
Yeah.
young. But John Denver, whenever he died,
Yeah.
because I used to go backpacking whenever we was in college. We used to go backpacking all the time at Tennessee Tech, and so Rocky Mountain High and all those songs that he had about the mountains and all that, it just went together.
Yeah. Yeah.
And back home again, all that stuff. And then whenever he died, I was like crushed, man. I'm like, oh my gosh, that was really the first. That's probably the only two. But if I would have Elvis, I guess, when he died, I was in high school when he died, and I remember I was in the locker room. It was summer football practice, man.
Yeah.
And we just got through. Somebody come in there and said Elvis died. I'm like, oh no, man. Because being in Tennessee, he was Memphis. So I grew up. I mean, everybody my age grew up. I didn't really grow. I guess I did grow up with Elvis, but by that time it was the older Elvis that I wasn't particularly fond of, the Vegas Elvis.
Yeah.
But that was a big deal. But I wouldn't tore up. I probably would be tore up now because I've come to enjoy Elvis more now than when I was younger.
Yeah. Yeah. I was a month old when he passed away.
Were you?
Yeah.
I was already in high school, buddy.
Yeah. I guess the good Lord said, world can't have Todd and Elvis at the same time.
That's right.
It's just too much. Just too much.
Here comes Todd. We got to make a little room.
Make a little room. Just too much.
Oh, goodness.
Yeah. But, yeah, I can't, even growing up like a Michael Jackson fan, when he passed away, I was sad, but it didn't hit me weird. I'm trying to think of any other artists. I guess Kurt Cobain, that was kind of one that really, really hit me. Because I was in high school, like you were with Elvis, when that happened, like a sophomore, junior in high school, when Kurt Cobain died. And that one stung quite a bit, especially because it wasn't illness or anything like that. You know, he chose to do that, and that's sad no matter the situation anyway, but yeah, that one I remember stinging too. So
yeah. Man, the first performer I remember dying, whenever I was younger, his name was String Bean.
Yeah.
He played on the Grand Ole Opry. String Bean Ackerman, I think was his last name. But do you know who I'm talking about?
Yeah, I know the name. I know the name for sure.
He wears he's like a really extra long shirt, and his pants are real short, and his pants are down between where you normally wear them in your knees. So it looks like he's got little bitty short legs.
Yeah.
He could play the heck out of a banjo.
Yeah.
And played the Grand Ole Opry. That's the reason I knew who he was.
I don't know if I could remember the first one, like the first big celebrity or any celebrity at all, but nothing really sticks out, as being a kid. I remember I couldn't tell you names now, but I remember some people passing away. My mom and dad being, oh, that's sad. And I'm like, who was that?
Yeah.
And why did the people like them so much? But yeah.
Charlie Daniels was kind of tough for me because I grew up with Charlie Daniels. He lived in the same area.
Mm-hmm.
Was about, 15 miles away, maybe.
Yeah. 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 Another classic, but so has there in Tennessee? Has spring sprung yet, or is
Buddy, it has today. Today was 72, and I think tomorrow it's going to be 69.
yeah?
I was out on the bike today, and I went
Oh man,
riding. It was great this afternoon. Yeah.
yeah,
Didn't ride too long because we got out on the boat. Mary wanted to get out on the pontoon, so we got out there and tootled around on that and counted all the geese on the lake. You know,
yeah,
the geese are they're pairing off now, and
yeah,
it's interesting because as you go around the lake, when you see the geese, they're in pairs, and so I guess they're around their nest or building a nest or something. I don't know, getting ready to have eggs, babies. But that's coming up. So we did that, and then went riding, got on the bike, and man, you just never. I mean, you've been up here before,
uh-huh.
and there's no telling what you'll see anywhere. I was back down this hollow it was on a concrete road. It wasn't a gravel road, but around the corner, and there was about 10 cars, man. They were doing a classic photo shoot way back up in this hollow. They were all sitting on their cars and laid back, doing just a photo shoot. And I'm like, man, I couldn't even get around. I had to turn around. But it was just weird. That was out on a pretty day doing that.
Yeah.
So that was pretty cool.
Yeah. That's nice. I kind of piddled out in the garage a little bit. Probably nobody listening knows, but I've been in this major get my garage cleaned out, rearranged, reorganized kind of thing. And I guess I got about 5 or 6 days in on it. And today I was hoping to get more time on it because I want to say it was like 76 today or something. And,
wow.
But it just didn't work. I had my oldest boy came by for a visit and stuff, which I'd rather do that than work in the garage and things. But I did get a little time out there, and hopefully I can get it done soon because I'm kind of tired of cleaning it and rearranging it, and I'm ready to build something. I'm ready to fire up my table saw again and cut some lumber and build something. So
well, how about those shelves you made though, man?
Yeah, those
shelves, but where you hold the containers. That was pretty cool.
Yeah, I built some shelves, 2x4s and OSB that go above where the garage door opens up at because that's such like dead space. And in my garage, above the garage door track and the ceiling, it's about 30 inches. So I made some 27-inch shelves that hang, above the garage door off the wall and the ceiling for storage tub, like our Christmas lights and some stuff that we don't use very often.
Yeah.
Like Taylor has this old Swin tricycle that's real nice. We don't want to get rid of it, but she's way too big for it, and so we could put that up there and some other things. And that I did build those, but that doesn't scratch the building itch, because it's just,
that doesn't really count.
That's just 2x4 and OSB and some screws, and
that's
although
kind of necessity there.
although I did get to use my laser level for the first time putting those up, because I was like trying to figure out how I was going to make sure that everything was in line, because I was having to catch the ceiling joists, and stuff. So I was like, oh, I can use my laser level. And so,
man, are those hard to use?
no.
They sure make you look like you know what you're doing.
They are not hard to use. In fact, they self level. I mean, mine has 2 modes. One where it self levels and it makes sure that the horizontal is level and the vertical is level, or you can just turn it on and just put it at whatever angle you want to. And that's what I did, because I already had one board up there. So I just ran the laser right by the edge of that board, and then it projects quite a distance. Mine's the cheaper one, so I don't project as far as some of the others. And that way, when I was hanging that board kind of up there in midair, I could put the edge right at the same spot that laser was hitting that other board, and it lined it up perfect. In fact, I bought a cheap one off of Amazon, and I thought it was going to be I forgot the brand name it was supposed to be, but it was like Tack Life or something like that. and it was like green and yellow color scheme. And I got it in, and it looked exactly like the one I ordered, except the brand name was PopoMan. Popo.
What is that, man?
It's the funniest thing on Amazon. All these like Chinese tool makers come up with the craziest names for their tools.
Yeah.
It's the exact the exact laser level I bought. The exact one. It's just got a different brand name on it.
Just a different name.
Yeah. And so I call it my PopoMan, and it works great. Runs on a couple of AA batteries, and it's got a little 1/4" 20 screw. At the bottom, you can put it on a tripod, and makes it nice.
Okay. Yeah, I've always wondered, that like if you were putting in, I don't know, wall outlets, like in the studio out here, you could put a line around there and put them all to the exact same height around, down by the floor.
Yep.
Be nice for that.
Yep. Yeah, it's good for that, and it's cool because it's got the vertical and horizontal that run at the same time, and so you can. I guess it'd probably be cool for tile work and stuff. Never really did any kind of tiling or anything, but maybe it'd work for that. I don't know.
Man, it's crazy what they do with those levels now, because bulldozers and stuff have that on the front. Have you ever seen that?
Yes. Yeah.
They'll have a grade out there and GPS and all that stuff that it'll raise and lower the blade. All you have to do is forward and reverse and right and left.
Yeah. Yeah. They can move that dirt within such a small measurement. It is ridiculous.
Like building pads for buildings or something like that.
Yeah. Get it perfectly level.
But you were talking about that, ordering that level and getting the different brand on it. I know exactly what you're talking about, because I ordered one of those emergency radios, the hand crank kind. It runs off batteries, but hand crank too. And, just the AM, FM. And after I picked out the one that had a good review, I looked down through there, and there was 2 or 3 others with a different name. It was the exact same thing, just a different name on them. But, man, I ordered that because, man, last week, and, I talked to you, and you said it didn't happen out there. I just wonder if it happened to anybody else. Because up here, our cell phones went out. We have AT&T, but all of them went out. Verizon, everybody, no matter which one you had, it went out. Landlines went out. We don't have a landline, but a lot of people up here still do. Those went out. Wi-Fi was out. I mean, we were dead in the water, man. And I had to go out in the truck and turn the radio on in our little, local radio station up here. Said that, that's, all that was down, and the local Twin Lakes is the internet provider up here, and phones and everything.
Yeah.
So they were aware of it and working on it, but I don't know. It's just strange, man, that the landlines and the cell phone lines and Wi-Fi all went out. I never did hear what happened, but I don't know if anybody else in the country had that or not. But we did. Yeah. It was scary.
Yeah. And that was after the big nationwide AT&T thing too. So that you said, I'm not sure what was all. I saw AT&T had a little pushback because they were going to give. We're on AT&T, and they're going to give everybody like a $5 credit for being out. Yeah. And a lot of people were like, "That's a slap in the face," and so I don't know if they're going to revise that or they're just going to stick to their guns or what.
Man, up here, when I was in the hardware store, they had these flyers laying up on the counter there for this local ham radio operators up here on the Cumberland Plateau. And they meet here in Jamestown, and it's a bunch of old guys, but they've got it together. It's a pretty good looking club, man. Good looking pamphlet. And I read through it. My son, he came home, he said, whenever he gets out, he wants to join it. And those guys, man, I bet when all that stuff went down, I bet they had every gizmo they've got cranked up, man, fired up. It's what we've trained for our whole life.
Yeah.
Finally we've been working on this for years.
Yeah. Finally happening.
The hand cranks, and just everything they had was hitting on all cylinders, man.
Yeah. Yeah. That reminds me of carrying mail. I carried in a small town Chaffee through a tornado once, and they have an old sound like a bombing siren from like World War II, like a hand crank siren. It's like
Mm-hmm.
the siren's more scary than the storm is.
It is, man.
It's
Yeah.
like, oh yeah,
Yeah, the old air raid siren. Is that what
yeah,
you're talking about?
yeah, yeah. That thing was terrifying to listen to.
Yeah. Oh man, I grew up with that, man.
Yeah,
Sure did. All
yeah,
the time. You could hear it from the school.
yeah,
The air raid horn. They'd be tested just to make sure it was working.
yeah.
But it is. It was just like you would see on the movies. Yeah.
I remember one time we had a tornado move through town. I mean, it didn't touch down or do anything damage, but the storm moved through town, and then our town's sirens went off after the storm.
Oh, did
It's
they?
like, it's like good thing we weren't relying on you guys.
Yeah.
know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's one thing. We're kind of. I mean, there's been some few small tornadoes up here, but up here they kind of hit the mountains and tornadoes kind of go away before they. And we get a lot of wind though. I tell you, man, coming up out of that valley and whipping across right here where we live by the lake, we have a lot of wind, and it sounds crazy coming up out of that valley because sometimes it sounds like a dinosaur. I mean, I'm not kidding. You'll hear it and you're like, what is that? First time, I'm used to it now. Really don't hear it much anymore, but
Yeah.
it took a while to get used to it.
Yeah. Holly says, take my bill and divide it by 30 and give me that amount. So basically a day's worth of service. That seems reasonable. You know, that was down for half a day or so. So
Yeah, man, I heard, I don't know where it was, what city, but see, there's a lot of people in there with their phones freaking out, like, turn it on, turn it on. It's like, we can't,
yeah.
we can't. They were
Yeah.
freaking.
It's like apocalypse was about ready to happen. It's like,
Well, I tell you the other day when that happened, man, that was just, when was it I called you and told you that? A couple of days ago.
Yeah.
3 or 4 days ago. But man, that was scary because there was nothing, dude.
Yeah.
Nothing.
Yeah, you lost internet, everything, at least.
Yeah.
When AT&T, it was just the cell service, you know, and the 5G and all that. But, you know, home internet and anybody that had landlines still worked fine.
No TV, no. Yeah, and our landline, like I said, we don't have landlines, but whenever I turn the radio on and the radio station said, yeah, landlines are down, and like, holy, goodness.
Yeah. Yeah.
What's
Probably
happening?
need to get a TV antenna, pull some stations out of the air like we used to.
Yeah.
You know, because we just stream. We don't have cable or anything.
Yeah.
It's one of those things I always think about doing, but just never do, ever.
Yeah.
And now if you get a real good outside antenna, you get like 40 something stations because of the digital signal they send out. Yeah. Yeah. I don't know if any of them's any good, but I mean, it's free. So
Yeah, I hear you.
I just don't watch that much TV anyway.
Yeah, me neither, man. YouTube is what I like watching.
Yeah. Yeah. My granddaughter, Melanie, she's 2 months old. She really likes watching tool videos with me on YouTube. So, so I guess she's into that.
Man, I've gotten into the music reaction on there. You ever watch any of those?
Oh yeah.
Man, I get into that, dude. I really like it. There's a couple guys that, I don't know, they're fun, really funny.
Yeah.
I like.
Yeah. Yeah. There was one, there was one that cracks me up. It's pretty foul as far as the language he uses, but it's this black guy that listens to Rage Against the Machine for the first time. And he listens to Killing in the Name of. It's hilarious.
What is his name? That's not Vibe, is it?
I don't know. Let me look it up, see if I can find it.
Guys like in Brooklyn, New York.
I'm not sure where he's at.
I think there's one called Vibe Reaction or something. I forget his name, but I listen to him quite a bit.
Yeah.
The reason I do because he found Elvis and he reviewed a lot of Elvis.
Let me find it real quick.
Man, whenever we get done here talking about this, I got to tell you about my latest collecting.
It's Rob TV.
Oh, I don't know him.
Yeah. Yeah. Chris is saying they have a TV antenna. They mostly watch old game shows. So
What? There you go.
That would be fun.
Do you have to take it out on your fire escape, Chris?
Yeah, he probably does. He probably makes his wife Chris stand out there with the rabbit ears, and he's like,
Honey,
"Hold still," you know. And then
those left.
then you can hear him in there going, "No whammies, no whammies," you know.
Yeah. Man, did I ever tell you about my granddad and when they lived in West Tennessee, his antenna,
Uh-uh.
how he used to adjust it? And my mom and dad's family, they're from West Tennessee, way out in the country, man. It's just flat out there and soybean fields and cotton fields. And the nearest town to them is Jackson, Tennessee. And
Uh-huh.
Jackson's pretty big now, but it used to not be that big. But they lived out there. And they lived in a little white farmhouse, sharecropper house, and their antenna was right. They put their antenna right outside their window. In there, they had a big potbelly stove,
Mm-hmm.
but the antenna was right outside the window. So my granddad, he put he put some vice grips on there, some old rusty vice grips, and he just left it clamped to because it was just a round pole, like I don't know, 2-inch, 3-inch pole going up above the house.
Uh-huh.
And that's where he put his chair. He had an old recliner, and his favorite thing was wrestling. You know,
Oh yeah.
like back then, say who was it? Jackie Fargo, Tojo Yamamoto. I don't know. It was
Catch that Memphis wrestling.
that's exactly what it was out of
Yeah.
Memphis. Remember those guys? You ever heard of them?
Yeah.
And
Probably a
what he
young
was,
Jerry the King Lawler.
Jerry Lawler.
Yeah.
Yeah, Jerry Lawler. I forgot about him. Yep. So what he would do, he'd lean out the window. He had that cigarette in his mouth, you know, and he'd lean out there and he'd grab those vice grips and he'd turn it, man, till the picture cleared up, you know, and then the wind was blowing, it'd spin the antenna a little bit and he'd reach out there and turn it again, you know, or if it was coming from somewhere other than Memphis, he'd have to turn it and point the antenna towards wherever.
Yeah.
But that's how he just kept those old vice grips. They were just rusted on that antenna pole, you know.
Yeah. Oh, that's awesome. That's
Big
awesome.
Daddy. That was his name, Big Daddy.
Yeah. That's funny because that old Memphis wrestling was it was a hot territory.
It was, man. Is that where that? I mean, I don't watch it now. It's super huge now, but is that where all that stuff started, man?
No, it kind of all started all over the place all at once. You know, there's no one real region, but the way they ran Memphis with their heels and their faces and the way they ran the towns, they had probably the hottest heat of anywhere really. You know, they had, and it's just like you know, would have people bring guns to like want to shoot the wrestlers and stab, and it was just crazy stuff. Yeah. But you know, they were one of the last. They were in one of the last territories that disappeared, mainly because they made a deal with the then WWF. You know, but yeah, Chris says he makes his wife wear an aluminum hat out there. So
yeah, there you go. Put a stainless steel pot on her head, man. Send her out there.
Yeah. Chris, I haven't seen the Von Erich Brothers movie yet. I've heard it's good, but I haven't seen it yet. I'm kind of. I grew up watching them too. With my grandpa. That's Dallas World Championship Wrestling, WCCW from the Sportatorium in Dallas, and I got a lot of memories of the Von Erichs versus the Freebirds and stuff like that. So, kind of don't know if I want to watch a movie of it, but I'll get around to it.
Yeah, about the only wrestler I know, man, is The Rock and John Cena.
Yeah.
Other than that, I don't know. I never got into it much.
Oh,
I guess I missed out.
I've been into it for a long time and kind of wane off and on, and it's actually nowadays it's starting to get good. It'll never be as good as it once was. Like Toby Kieth said, but I guess once it'll be as good as it ever was. Yeah. But it has definitely taken an upswing for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But they had wrestling in Nashville I guess it was every Saturday night at the fairgrounds, but
yeah,
I never went out there. It kind of I heard it was kind of rough out there. They'd fight in the stands, and I'm like, yeah, I don't need any of that.
Yeah. Yeah, they were be St. Louis was a big territory, and got some of that would drift down for some local shows. I was always too young to go,
Yeah.
and things, but
Well, hey man, what time? I just discovered I need to put a clock in here. How much time we got left?
oh, we got some time. We've only been chatting for 36 minutes. So
Okay, because sometimes I get talking and it'd be like 2 hours later, and we're still
yeah,
still talking. But
yeah,
well, let me ask you this, man.
okay.
We talked about our collecting bug,
Oh yeah,
and
yeah,
I collect the coffee pots. And
yep.
see this one above my head there, that
Mm-hmm.
metal one. It's got the one on top. That one is a Guardian Service.
Uh-huh.
They were made from 1935 to like the mid 50s, I think. And see, it's the pitcher's on the bottom where the coffee drains in, and you pour the water and stuff through the top part of it. But see, the very top of it is made of metal.
Mm-hmm.
Up there, it's like a handle
Yep.
comes off. Well, that indicates that it was pre-World War II,
Oh
uh,
wow.
because it was metal.
Mm-hmm.
But once the war started, they were conserving, all metals, and they replaced that with a glass dome.
Oh wow.
And so, of course, once I found that out, I had to go find one of those. So I got one of glass too.
Yeah.
But so my coffee obsession with the percolators and stuff
Uh-huh.
and coffee pots. Well, this is my latest one, man, and I'm trying to hold back. But let's see, can you see? You see my coffee cup? Let's see this
Oh
way,
yeah.
vintage.
Uh-huh.
This these are this is Buffalo China, and but they're restaurant wear. But see the
Oh.
cool
Oh yeah.
stripes on them. And this one is like gold and brown. But whenever they clank together,
Mm-hmm.
it makes that restaurant sound.
Yeah.
Like if you ever been listening to like at an old blues club or something, you hear it's a live recording or something, and you
Yeah.
can hear the plates and stuff clanking in the background. That's what this is making. Like this one. This one is let's see, there you go.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, and see in the saucer matches and everything.
Mhm.
But I got two of each. This one is Homer Laughlin, I think. Yeah, Homer Laughlin, and it's another brand. But this one is older. This one's like from the 50s, and that other one was 70s. But the other ones, but
Yeah.
I'm kind of the 127 yard sale. That's what I'm going to be on the look for. Be on the
Oh yeah.
prowl for.
I'll help
Because
you out.
they make all kinds of cool designs on them.
Uh-huh.
And honestly, it's because they're smaller, and I don't know, it tastes better than like a big giant. I've been known to have these giant 1 quart coffee cups.
Right.
Yeah, not really a quart, but you know what I'm talking about. Just really
Mm-hmm.
more coffee than you need, and so it's cool having those.
Well,
But the
it's
but the
the
sound of
yeah, I get it. I know that clinky sound. That's cool. That kind of makes me want to collect those just for the clinky sound.
yeah. I mean,
It's like,
seriously, man. Like if you drink tea, hot tea in them,
uh-huh.
whatever, and oh yeah, but they're restaurant wear, so it's pretty cool. But the different
Yeah.
designs, they got different designs on them, and I don't know. I'm trying not to have a complete storage unit just for my cups and saucers. But I
Yeah.
like collecting stuff that's not so expensive. It doesn't break the bank.
Right.
Like those are not really hard. They're not hard to find. But different designs, you kind of look around for the different designs and stuff, but they're not too hard to
Yeah.
find.
I guess
And
the
you can buy.
design really is what sets the price on them, I would imagine.
Well, I haven't been doing it long enough. I don't really know. I don't
Mm.
really know unless it might be the age or just the rare. If they're
Mm-hmm.
rare or not. Maybe that has something to do with it. It has on the bottoms is a number it's stamped on there. You can tell the age of it.
Ah, nice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's kind of like my latest thing. Is that
Yeah.
right there? So I
Yeah.
ordered those two green ones, and then like, okay, that'll be good. And I went about 2 weeks, and I couldn't stand it, man, because I saw those on eBay,
Yeah. Have-
and it was back there in the back of my mind the whole time.
Or it says more coffee than you need. Impossible.
Well, yeah. Well, yeah, I don't know, man. It's just like straight up black coffee in those cups right there.
Uh-huh.
It's just a nostalgic taste and feel when you drink it. You know, because
Yeah.
I remember, my grandparents used to drink out of cups like that,
Mm-hmm.
and they just always had black coffee, maybe a little cream or something in there, but I don't know. I just like drinking those
Yeah.
because you get to drink it before it cools off. If I get a big cup, by the time I get to the end of it, it's cooled off. It's not really good. I'm just kind of powering it down.
Yeah.
Kind of get to enjoy it a little bit more.
Yeah. Yeah. I get that. I remember, I guess it was 2019 or so. Me and my family, including my mom and dad and sister and her two girls, went down, rented a condo on the beach down in Gulf Shore area. And dad pulled a coffee cup out of the cupboard there and poured a cup of coffee. And he was like, "Man, this is a good drinking cup," and,
Yeah.
and so he used it all week. And by about, I guess, Thursday, he wanted me to message the lady that managed the property and asked if we went and bought another coffee cup, if he could take that one home. And she's like, "Sure," and so we did. And so he ended up taking it home because it was such a
Well,
good
that's
drinking
cool.
cup.
Yeah. Well, it makes a difference,
Yeah.
like the Waffle House cups. Those
Uh-huh.
are perfect, man.
Yeah.
They're thick and they're keeps your coffee warm for a little bit longer.
Yeah.
They're indestructible. I don't think you can break those.
Probably,
Maybe you
but
can.
I wouldn't want to.
Yeah. They're
Just
just really thick,
yeah, they are. They are nice, and yeah, I enjoy a good cup, even though I don't put any coffee in it. People just don't know that it just looks better than having a can or something,
Yeah.
Uh,
So whenever you come up, you want to talk about the 127 coming up, or
oh yeah,
you got
we
something
can talk
you want to
about that. We'll let everybody know the 127 is coming. Be in August this year. So tell them what the 127 is, Ken, because you're the
about?
resident expert.
No, yeah. The 127 is a yard sale, and it's the longest one, I think, in the country or the world. I don't know. One of the two.
Country for sure, I think, but I don't
Yeah,
know about the
country for
world.
sure. But it goes from I don't know where to I don't know where. But it goes from way up north all the way down. It's like 600 miles. It's
Oh,
a 600 mile yard sale. And it comes right through Jamestown. And I've heard that Jamestown was like the originator of it, like the headquarters or whatever is in this little town that I live in.
mm-hmm.
But you can look it up, Google it, 127 yard sale. And man, people come from everywhere. I mean, people come up from Florida with their U-Haul trailers to fill their, to fill their trailers up. And people come stay for like a whole week because it's not officially, I think, till like Friday, Saturday, and Sunday.
Right.
But the weekend before they're already selling, they've already started. And as every day, leading up to it, it just picks up more and more. But you can find everything there. I mean, there's everything you can imagine. So this year, that's going to be my quest. That's where I got that coffee cup behind me, and that percolator behind me. I didn't know what it was.
Yeah.
I didn't know what it was, and I found it, and I looked it up. I'm like, hey, this is something.
Yeah. Yeah. And we're going to, me and Holly and my youngest son, Alex, and Taylor are going to venture out your way and hang out with you and hit all 600 miles of the yard sale in 3 days.
Yeah, good luck on that. I promise you, man, you'll get tired, dude.
No.
Now my wife, she's really into it. And last year, she started heading back south on 127, and she went almost all the way to Crossville, which if you just drive nonstop, it's like 40 minutes away.
Mm-hmm.
And she hit, they're just lined up on both sides. Like you may go for a little bit, there won't be anybody. There'll be a tent set up here or a booth set up there.
Mm-hmm.
But then you'll stumble upon like a business or something, or be a big field that, with nothing in it, where they just set up. It'll just be solid tents out there. You just kind of like a little festival, like little festivals along the road,
Yeah.
And you just got to be food and that kind of stuff.
Yeah. I can't wait. It's going to be fun. I love good yard sales, flea markets, that kind of stuff.
You have anything in particular you're going to be looking for?
No, I'm just going to keep an open mind. Of course, anything retro Christmas, I'll keep an eye out. Any kind of vinyls, I'll keep an eye out.
Mm-hmm.
Old tools, I like looking for those.
There'll be plenty of that, man. You better drive your truck, man. If you want.
I was thinking I might need to get a camper shelf for my truck or something, you know.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, there'll be
yeah,
plenty of old tools and
yeah,
stuff like that.
yeah. I don't know. I'm kind of one of those. I look at everything and just, you know, I got so many things I enjoy collecting or enjoy looking for, you know. So
Yeah.
just see what happens. But yeah, it'll be fun. It'll be a lot of fun. It's August, which will be here before we know it. Unfortunately, not that I'm hoping the year away or anything like that, but you know, it seems
Oh
like
man,
yeah,
we'll have a good time, man. I'll hook y'all up. We'll cook some ribs and some homemade ice cream, and
yeah,
I don't know.
yeah, yeah,
We'll do it right.
yeah. Taylor's already put in a request for some mint chip, so
Mint chocolate chip.
yeah,
All right, we'll do it.
yeah.
I hadn't made that.
That's her
That'd be
favorite.
good.
Yeah,
Okay.
that's her favorite. So
All right, we'll do it. So
yeah,
didn't you see a guy that was on you followed on Facebook? I mean YouTube.
yeah. There's a couple at the YouTube channel is called the Bearded Thrift Machine, and they go to yard sales and Goodwills and all and buy storage units and stuff to find things that they can like flip on eBay,
Yeah.
you know, to make profits and stuff. And that's what they do full time, both of them, you know. And plus they have the YouTube channel. And last year he was at the 127 yard sale, and I saw some places that were from Jamestown, you know, and he did mention that they're going back to the same Airbnb that they went to last year for the 127. And so I'll probably keep an eye out, see if I can bump into him and at least get a picture and shake hands, because you know he's over 100,000 subs on his channel and things. But
Yeah.
you know, it's
Okay.
pretty cool.
A lot of stuff to look at.
Yeah, definitely. We have on Memorial Day we have the 100-mile yard sale around here, but I don't think it's quite what it used to be. And but you know, you get out there and everybody gets so overpriced on their stuff. You know, kind of.
Well, that's what you have to watch here, man. 'Cause some of them
Yeah.
are professionals. You know, they'll have an antique store somewhere in a big city, and they load their stuff up and just bring it out here.
Yeah.
And but then and you can tell, man, if you just slow down and look around, you can tell the ones that they're truly where you can get a good deal. You
Yeah.
just look, their stuff is not as polished and not displayed as in a such a pleasing manner. And
Yeah.
they're just kind of stuff just kind of thrown out there and in boxes, and you can tell. And that's where you can dig through there and find your good
Yeah.
stuff.
Yeah. I remember here at our 100-mile yard sale, I was at one place and this guy had some old comic books, and I was looking through, and there was a Indiana Jones Raiders of the Lost Ark comic book, a number 1, and which
Oh
is
my
cool,
goodness.
but it was really beat up. I mean, it wasn't like ripped or anything. The pages weren't squared up anymore. It was kind of offset, been read several times. All the corners were bent, but it was complete, and it wasn't like I said, ripped to pieces or anything. It was just read a lot. It looked like,
Yeah.
and I thought, a buck or two maybe, for it, because I would just like to have it because it was a number 1 just for reading it and looking at all the old ads in it. But he was like, "Oh, that's a number 1. It's like $75." I'm like, "Not in this condition. It's not."
Yeah.
So yeah, but
Yeah, Holly, I can't wait for y'all to come out. It's gonna
yeah,
be fun. It'll
yeah,
be summer, and and go out on the boat and just tool around the lake, or go
yeah,
swimming, or
yeah,
go to the yard sales, because it'll be hot, man. So it'll be cool. It'll feel good to come back and jump in the cool lake.
yeah.
Lake's cool even in the summer.
Absolutely, absolutely. May have to do a special live, like on a Saturday night or something.
Mhm.
When
That would
we're
be
there.
that'd be awesome, dude.
Yeah, actually on the porch or on the deck, I guess.
Can we do some stuff from the yard sale, you think?
Oh yeah, we can go live like on our phones, like on Instagram and stuff.
Mhm.
And if we have enough subscribers by then, if we could do it live on YouTube. So
How many subscribers you gotta have?
I like 50 to do it. Art says he said, Holly, I just told my wife about it, and I think she's already packing. So,
Well, Art, if y'all want to come out, man, we'll get you a place to stay for
yeah,
sure. And we can
yeah,
all sit out there. We got a big old deck out back. It looks out on the lake. It's what is that? 16 by 30 or 40 or something
yeah.
like that.
It's about as many square feet as your whole house. That
It
deck.
is. It
So,
is. You count that one, and then in the deck going down the side, it's about the same square footage as the
yeah,
house.
yeah, which is nice. That's what you need when you have a lake behind your house and you have a big deck.
Yeah,
So,
yeah, yeah. We have a little house and a big deck,
yeah.
grills and stuff out there.
Holly said we should do a giveaway. Like find something cool at the yard sale and give it away.
Ooh, yeah.
Yeah.
There's all kinds of good stuff. Keep
Oh
them
man,
coming.
everybody
What else?
got good ideas.
We need to take notes.
Yeah, we'll remember.
Man, I can't remember my name half the time. Like, well, I go, what I call him, Steve McQueen? Is that what I'm
Yeah,
like?
Steve
Steve
McQueen.
McQueen. Yeah, but I don't know why I call it. Like,
Th-
what is his name? Steve McQueen. Where did I
yeah,
find?
this is how
I
old I
forget.
am now, Ken. I carry this around everywhere. For those
Oh,
just listening, it's a notebook with a pen attached to it. That's how old I am. It's
oh
always in
Lord.
my pocket at work or at the house. It's always in
Mm,
my pocket. So
yeah.
yeah. But well, Ken, I guess man, this hour has gone by in a hurry.
All right.
Yeah. I'd like to thank everybody out there for joining us here on the porch, and thanks for your patience as we took a little bit of hiatus, and thanks for being here live. We'll be back next Sunday at the same time. If you would go ahead and subscribe to the YouTube channel, like this video, leave a comment, rate us on the podcasts, all that good stuff that really, really helps. And Ken and I kind of take a real minimalist approach to this. We're not really pushing it heavy on the socials or all that. We're just trying to grow on the porch as organically as possible, and just have a good time with each and every one that is here. But you can email us at joinusontheporch@gmail.com. We're either on the porch or join us on the porch on all the socials. All the links will be in the description and the show notes. And I know we had talked about the map and the pins, and I'm actually trying to put together a animated map and pins. That way people can see it, kind of like the old restaurants where you put a pin where you're from, kind of thing. So we are doing that. So if you send us a note, please let us know your city, state, country, that kind of thing, and so we can get a proper pin placement in our map. So Ken, take us home.
Well, I'm just like Todd. I want to thank everybody for listening, and well, I don't have anything else to say, so I guess we gone.